Peace, everyone. I am Joy Allen, Karmic Dynasty. Karmic Dynasty. Welcome. I am in my hometown, Indianapolis, Indiana, here by way of Ramutef who suggested the watch party because the Matrix movie was coming out last Wednesday. Karmic Dynasty's events are on Saturday, so this is the Saturday following the premiere, the release of the movie. Um, comma. I made that up right now. I swear. This has been a day. It's eventful for me already. Guests are here. Food is done. Somebody walked in and was like, hold on, I gotta get something to eat. I'm like, hold on, there's food here. We got guacamole and what is it? White bean chicken chili and grilled salmon with grilled shrimp with broccoli and cheese. And we got what else? I made some butterscotch ooey gooeys, and of course my ginger mint lemonade. What else? Oh, and turkey burgers, and there's some other stuff down there. But anyway, we chilling, we rolling. You in Indianapolis? We started at 3 p.m. We'll be here until around me where I'm from means like midnight ish. So we here. Ramutef Queb is actually going to be hosting, carrying on today's show. The Matrix movie itself, the part 4, what we're here for, will be beginning soon. And we're in the pre-show event right now. We'll be starting the Matrix movie soon. And then we'll have the after party, which is the until 3 p.m. until part. And what else I want to say? I'll be popping in and out. I've not yet seen the movie. Ra and Ramutef gonna run it down to you. And ain't no telling what's gonna happen. We might move around between floors around here so y'all can see different parts of what's going on today. Again, I am Joy Allen. And that's what I'm gonna say. Actually, we had this scheduled for 6 p.m. We have Ra here, things changing today. So I need Ra on here. So we are here now at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Ramutef Queb got y'all from here. All right. I need y'all to stand by. Peace. Let me introduce my guest in studio. Few moments, please. Rob, welcome to Karmic Dynasty. I appreciate you being here and being here for Ramutef Queb's Matrix Watch Party. I did say his name wrong. I appreciate you being here and supporting Ramutef Queb's Matrix Watch Party. He will be here with you shortly. I'm going to run downstairs and watch the movie while y'all talk about it. And we on different floors, so while y'all talking, I don't hear you. And you got spoiler alerts everywhere in my day. If you would share your greetings and opening remarks with the audience and the platform, gratitude.
Indeed. Hamad. And I say, divine love and divine light, Ashuk Wunwa on this day of Heru, Paza Mut Im Heru. All right, today we deal with the birth of Heru, which is the real Christ. You know what I'm saying? And I'll say to you, Hatep Wu Bat, which is peace and divine light. I'm excited. I just watched Matrix 4 a couple days ago. So that's definitely that's something you have to watch twice. Because it gets real. There's a lot of subliminal messages. Okay, you're not gonna catch it one time. Some of y'all will. If you're super advanced, like a lot of you are, you're gonna catch everything at once. But somebody like me, look, it takes me a while to get to a movie. I had to rewind it so many times for me to see all the messages. So when I was watching it, I didn't get to rewind it as much. So that means I gotta watch it again. But there's one thing that I'm not gonna be on here for long, but there's definitely one message that needs to be talked about. That Matrix 4 really put out, and it deals with Black Power. We're gonna talk about what real Black Power is.
Okay. All right. Again, welcome to Karmic Dynasty. I am here with Ramutef Queb. Ramutef, welcome to your Matrix watch party, Indianapolis, Indiana. Let me change the banner here. There you go. Everyone, I'm leaving you in the hands with Ramutef Queb and Ra. Peace.
I appreciate you, Joy. I appreciate everybody being here. Upon the top of my Uncle Isaac Jed, Uncle Justin, Ubin, Nephew Kid from the Boohoo, my IT to everyone. Anuk Ramutef Queb, I'm Ramutef Queb. You can find me on Facebook as Ramutef Queb. You can find me on Instagram as Ramutef_Queb. I'm a practitioner of divinations. Come check me out. So let's go ahead and get started with the show. Peace to the God, peace to the next group. Ra, how you holding up, brother?
I'm doing all right. I'm excited to talk about this movie because, man, I got something to say real quick.
Go right ahead and say it.
Okay, best. We're gonna get right into it. Okay, our nuclear attack. I am right into
it. Trust me.
Hey, look, we're gonna get right into it. Okay. So again, in order for me to do a proper review, I'm going to have to watch it again. But there's one thing that did just stand out. Oh God, is Black Power.
Oh,
Black
God.
Power. Black Power. Huh?
White bean, chicken, chili.
Listen, next time invite me, I'm coming.
Shrimp, broccoli with the cheese topping. The white bean chicken chili got salsa topping and cheese and sour cream.
I haven't ate all day too. Next time invite me. But listen, people are gonna be like, so how did he get Black Power out of Matrix 4? I'm gonna tell you why. And Black Unity, Black Power, Black Unity. I'm gonna tell you how I got that out of Matrix 4. Okay, so when I think about Black Power or Black Unity, listen, I think about the unification of the Black man and Black woman. Black unity has nothing to do with Black people coming together, because that's never going to happen. But that's another story. Okay, we've never been united in the first place. We've always been separated by bloodlines and different tribes. Blah blah blah. Okay, so true Black unity is the coming together of the feminine and the masculine. That's where the power is. Okay, and that's one thing that stood out to me when I watched the Matrix 4. You see how Neo and Trinity were unstoppable once they came together. They cannot be stopped, because that power between the masculine aspect and that feminine aspect, that's the highest thing in the universe. Especially when you combine the masculine and the feminine, and you combine that with what we say is Ashuk, which is divine love, because they loved each other. So that taps into the power of love, and we understand that Ashuk, which is divine love, that's the highest vibration in the universe. Divine love or Ashuk, that is what you would call God. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing in the universe that's higher than that. That's the highest vibration. That's the vibration that generated everything in the omniverse. So in the Matrix 4, when that controller, that new power that was coming in, it's interesting because in Matrix 4, the new Matrix was actually, and correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I understood, Neo and Trinity were generating the Matrix from the power of their love for each other and the power of their mind. And I also found it interesting. Oh God, at the end, Matrix 4 is on point with the messages. I love how the fact that it was Trinity who became the Christ. It was Trinity. It was a female who became the Christ, or Sekhmet. That's Sekhmet right there. You know what I'm saying? Trinity, that's Sekhmet. Sekhmet is the divine feminine Christ. She's supposed to be. Listen, the Savior. The Savior. Honestly, is not supposed to be masculine, but we it's a patriarchal world. You know what I'm saying? God is a man, Christ is a man. But how we look at things, the Savior is actually the feminine. You know what I'm saying? So I like how the fact that at the end of towards the end of the Matrix, they showed that it was Trinity who ultimately had the most power, because when Neo was trying to jump off the building and fly away with Trinity, he couldn't. So Trinity had to save both of them, because she was able to tap into the power of flight. You see what I'm saying? So I love the fact that it tapped into what true unity is. Okay, and that's one thing I'm gonna start promoting heavily, is what really is Black unity and Black power. It's centered around, you can say Ma'at, however you want it, Ma'at, which is the coming which is the reunification of both the male and the female, and that Matrix 4 nails it on that. That's the main thing. And listen, again, I'm gonna watch it again. But that's the main thing I got out of that. When I seen that, I was like, oh God, that is so on point how they did that, showing that power. They even show you the power, the energy, or we say in the shot, which means it means energy. It even shows you the energy they generated when they reunited. It shows you that power that generated when they try to touch each other. It literally shows you that that the Sayim Sakam divine power that generates from the masculine and feminine half when it unifies. You know what I'm saying? And becomes.
And then make sure you watch it again. Make sure you watch the type of vibrations that's coming from both of them.
Okay, bet. Thank you.
Watch it, because you're on point with it. Because personally, I'm on the same thing with you on that one. And then when it comes to their religion of the one.
Right. Okay, bet. I want to hear what you guys say on that.
So when they started like thinking about the one, and you spoke on it. So when it comes to the one, everybody should know that everybody's the one. They were just showing you the concept of how to become one.
Okay. Bet. Right.
Because when you was talking about the masculine and feminine, that's exactly what it was. The becoming of the one. Because like I was saying in the last review that we were doing, well, not the last review, I'm sorry, when it came to the talk of the Matrix, remember I was telling everyone about how Trinity is about to be Neo.
So you said that?
Yeah, I said that in the last one.
Woo, boy, you was on point.
Because I was just like, and it all goes back to Revolution. Is it the second one? It all goes back to the second one when he rescued her, right? And when he restarted her heart, that was him transferring that energy to her.
Okay, bad. Okay, right.
And then, later on, when it comes to reincarnation and things of that nature, it was, oh man. And then the one thing I was hoping you would talk about was the portals, man.
Oh God.
The portals.
Is that too loud?
No, it's good. It's good.
Dang it, the floor is shaking downstairs.
But yeah, the portals. That's the part that stood out to me the most, was the portals. Because in the first Matrix, it was the phone booth, and that's how they transferred from one plug to another. And this one, it don't matter where you're at, what you're doing. You got a brother who has the power to create those portals.
Create portals.
And then what they end up doing was traveling from here to here in an instant. And then that's like how you say the new bullet time, in a sense, was them transferring from one zone or reality to another, but within the same reality. And then how the part that cracked me up the most is how the control mechanism of what they're pushing as well. When what was it? When he met Bugs, and no, when Morpheus met Bugs and she gave him that choice of the pills. You remember that line she said?
When she gave him the choice of the pills.
Yes, when she found Morpheus or whatnot, and when she gave him the pills to get out, the red and the blue pill, right?
Right.
And she said that no matter which one you choose, basically, you're basically going to choose it.
Oh, free will. That goes back to what we were talking about. Is do we have free? That's a whole nother subject. But that goes back into, do we really have free will? And you are a master teacher astrologist, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But that goes back into, and you know all about this, how astrology kind of dictates our behavior. So it's like, do we really have free will if we're moving according to that sign? But go ahead, good brother. I just want to say that.
And then it's like the answer that he given was what made it even more powerful, especially on my end. Because I remember I made a video. I mean, this is off topic. I made like a little short video about Fucus, right? And in that video, I had Morpheus in there. And in his left hand, it said Western, and the right hand, it said Truth. When that brother said Truth, I was lit up like a Christmas tree, because I'm like, that's it. It don't matter which one you take. It depends on what your intention is. And if your intention is to seek truth, that's what you're going to find. And then that whole thing with them and everything else, it was I was amazed of how they started it off. And I did enjoy the nostalgia that they kept giving and them making fun of it. I definitely I definitely enjoyed that because they were literally trying to reenact certain scenes was stupid, but it was good to the story. And as we start to progress and they start finding this, and then you start finding about the the netters, like the one netter that stood out the most to me, it was the one that basically, assisted. And the reason I call her a netter is because of who she was in the second one or third one. I think she made her introduction in the third one.
Who? Which one?
Um, what is that girl's name?
Was
The
was it Niobe? It wasn't Niobe, was it?
No, it was the little girl. The little girl that came into the Matrix as the one who raises the sun.
You talking about the Indian girl?
Yes.
Okay, okay, bet.
Yeah. And then when you start to go later into the movie, you find out who she is and then what she is in between both worlds. And then when she's in, the Matrix, she's like, representation is almost like a melanin because she's in a sense, quote unquote, Indian. But when she's in the real world, she's like a hawk slash stingray.
A hawk sack. A
Like you
hawk.
look at her face, you look at the face of you'll see it when you watch it again. You're gonna see that she was the embodiment of the sun helping them in both worlds.
Mm.
And then she took him to the wishing well, or the rabbit hole. That's I thought that was funny. And when she took him to the rabbit hole and displaying what was going on within the rabbit hole and allowed them to figure out how to do what they needed to do to get a certain individual. Because I'm trying to tell the movie without telling the movie.
Right. A lot of people still haven't seen it yet, huh?
Yeah. Because like right now, downstairs they doing it right now downstairs. I appreciate everyone for being here for this, and I appreciate everyone taking me serious when I was just like, yeah, like let's just go ahead and do it. It's my first time ever doing something like this personally, but I'm definitely going to make sure I do it a lot better when it comes to promotion, things of that nature, and so on and so forth. But when it comes to the rest of it, so the part that stand out to me, another part that stand out to me was the Neil Patrick Harris's character.
Neil Patrick.
And
Which one is Neil Patrick? Who's that?
he was
The brother?
he was the psychiatrist.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! And he was giving them keeping them sleep. Yes.
Yes, keeping him to sleep. And then come to find out, a lot of people don't understand. I'm gonna tell people anyway. So the villain, the villain in the movie, if you literally watch it, like literally just pay attention to this part. The villain, don't worry about Basset, just the animal itself is the villain of the whole movie.
She said the
Literally,
villain.
the villain. Like how they had a villain. Always gotta have a villain or someone who's the mastermind.
Right.
And then they also played that whole, your psychiatrist is your worst enemy because they keep you sleep. So that was kind of like a bad way to promote that. From my perspective, like that, you can't be telling people like, "Oh no, your therapist is the reason why you staying in the matrix," when they're actually here to help. But
Yeah,
not in,
I don't. Oh no, go ahead.
not in this case. Like not literally not in this case. The way that they did it, it was very smart, and how they switched everything over, and then that the reason for this movie is because they reinvented the matrix after what happened. And then when it goes back to the unity part, when it comes to the well, for me, when I started thinking about it, like piecing it together, so when it got to the point where they got to see Niobe and she starts to explain what she has never seen happen, that's what made me think like, oh, that's the play on people uniting or going against, what is it, how you say, the system, but the system's going against the system in this case.
Right. That's big facts.
And I thought that was interesting because we got Pluto coming up into Capricorn in about a year, 2 years from now, and then just fair warning everybody, Be prepared, buckle up, definitely buckle up. Um, and then when I seen that, I was just like, yo, like they really just played that out, and then how they were, integrating and telling people like it's okay to be on the side of these beings that we have created. It was basically the term of, what we have, our creation is going to start working with us now and going against another sentient or being that has infiltrated into everything else.
And one thing that, another thing that stood out, them damn bots at the very end. And I remember we made a show about this. But in this world, that was something else that was very resonating. Because in this world, again, it's excuse me, it's populated not by it's a video game world that's what we're dealing with. Just like I don't know if you guys are gamers, but if you play
Mhm.
If you play Grand Theft Auto, it's the same exact thing. In Grand Theft Auto, most of the world is populated by bots. You have a few real players that you'll come across, right? But
Mhm.
other than that, it's populated by bots, and that's exactly what's in the Matrix when they showed you how at the end when Trinity and Neo trying to make their escape, um, everybody transformed back into a bot, literally. You know what I'm saying? Literally. And that's exactly the same thing that's going on. Again, not everybody, that goes back into the whole soul thing, okay?
Yeah, they
Not
call it. They
everybody,
call it. They call it swarm mode. Is what they call it.
swarm mode, got you, swarm
Yeah.
mode. If if you notice in Matrix 2 and Matrix 3, the agent Smiths can only infiltrate you, or they can only transform you into another agent if you had a lower vibration.
Mm-hmm.
And that translates over again to this world, because what we got going on is a certain CERN machine. They've
The
been
train,
they
the
huh
train, the train scene, the train scene.
uh right,
That was the
exactly,
first. That was the introduction to continue.
right. With in this world, the CERN machine, they're opening up stargates and portals to like other dimensions. So you got demonic entities coming in, and these demonic entities that are coming in through CERN. Go look this up. Go check it out. But these entities that are coming in, they're possessing people with a low vibration. That's why it's important to keep your vibration up, because your vibration is literally your shield. Okay, if you're vibrating at a certain frequency or a certain color, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
These entities cannot enter you. It is literally an energetic barrier. You can't see it, you can't touch it. Okay, that's why this is strictly esoteric. You can't see it, you can't touch it. But if you're vibrating at a certain frequency, these beings that are floating around this planet, they cannot touch you, they cannot enter you. Same thing in Matrix. The Agent Smiths cannot transform everybody to an agent. When they touch you, they can transform you. That cannot happen. So in Matrix 4, when you're seeing all these bots, and especially when Trinity left her Matrix family, that's deep.
That was, yeah. Oh,
Woo!
oh my goodness. Because it
That
was
was
like,
deep.
wow. Because it's like, Neo had his therapist. She had her family, her Medi Ray family, if that makes sense.
Medi, okay, got you.
Medi Ray, what's it? Made Ready Family. There he is.
Made ready.
Made, Made Ready Family. And then when it came to that scene when it was like, he came to visit her, but with that first instant when they first visit, that's when we found out what was truly going on when it came to the reason why he's back. And then I don't want to go into the details with the audience about how that happened. So that's why I'm doing a watch party. And then on top of that, if people watched it or have not watched it, go ahead and watch it because it's definitely I give them their props for it. I truly do. I really do because it was definitely an eye opener of them telling us like no matter if you took the red pill or the blue pill in the first inning or the first version of the Matrix, this new version that they're about to create, it don't matter as long as you follow truth. You'll how you say survive it, and then the whole predication on survival was what one of the other parts of what they were pushing. They're telling people that it's time for you to go into survival mode because once the shit hits the fan, they know it. We're just trying to get people to understand, like, hey, like in a couple of years, she's about to hit the fan. and it's guaranteed, and that's from planetary influences at that. Uh, that's gonna be interesting when that happens. I ain't gonna lie. But when it comes to the other part of the movie, from the portals, from that whole swarm mode, I'm gonna go back on that right now. So that swarm mode, everybody in that world, in that new version of the Matrix, are auto set to low vibrations, or how you say,
Auto said, "Look,
like how you say, like us having like taking these shots and whatnot, right? So in my sense and how I see it personally, is that anybody, or it don't matter what's going on, once you start to converge more into this system, when they set that frequency off, you about to be that so-called zombie that they were also shown in that movie. And then it reminded me of World War Z. I don't know if you've seen that one.
oh yeah, exactly. How they were flying out the window, just mindlessly.
Just mindlessly, just everywhere. They was taking anything that was a weapon. It didn't matter what it was. They even the freaking helicopters was fucking swarm mode. Like it was like you could tell that they had to not go too far, but it was interesting of what they were literally doing, because those, oh my goodness. And then if you notice how every time they was jumping out the window, did you notice the debris of their bodies?
Right. It was bodish. It was body. It was bodish.
Mm-hmm.
Bot organs.
Mm-hmm. All these sentient beings that they had, they just basically was on everybody. And then when it came to that power source, so it was like at first, um, looking at it when it goes like towards the end, Neo had that, electromagnetic push, or the almighty push from Naruto basically going on. Then you had Trinity, who had, adapted his flight. Because you gotta remember, when they touched hands, it was like almost activating those gifts within each other. Because the first time he got that gift was when they were talking about the resurrection, right? So he already had that one gift, and him trying to get back his memory of learning martial arts and things of that nature. And then as they did the second touch, that's when it activated hers again. So every time they touched in that, how do you say, the creation, it's like going back to the creation of, like, let's go like the comedic story in a sense. You had, they know of Ra Nebuchadnezzar, or Nebuchadnezzar in the comedic, and then Nebuchadnezzar became those four attributes, and then from those four attributes came the two, and those two became Shu and Tefnu. When they combined, what did they make? They ended up making Seven Newt, and then the story flowing and flowing from there. So that's what I got when it came to them touching. And then when I noticed the way, because I was rewinding, I ain't gonna lie. When I seen it, I was like, hold up. The way that their vibrations is coming together when it was trying to reach for each other, their energy signatures were different wavelengths. But when they synced, it was just boom. And I said, oh, like y'all some sick people. That's a good way to put that in there. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Because that was Go ahead.
And one thing I want to just real quick. One thing I want to remind people. Okay, a lot of times we get caught up in in Hollywood and how they trying to show the story, but we got to remember that Neo and Trinity, they're not even real. Even in the real world of the Matrix, they're not real, because their bodies did not come down via a woman. They were created in those pods. So those motherfuckers, those are clones.
Definitely. And that goes back to I don't know if you've seen Eternals. That's what I was saying. Those two movies went hand in hand. That's for real. Like,
which movie?
My bad, y'all.
Eternals. That movie, Marvel's
Oh
Eternals.
God, I still have not watched that.
So that's what I was saying. It goes those two. It's just mighty funny how they push that same agenda twice. One from Marvel, and then not even much later, then you get this movie coming out. I say, yeah, because in that movie they talk about everyone. Like, that's when I was going back to we don't exist type thing. Trying to jog your memory, because that's what basically that they were saying there. But the only difference is that you still see who are the humans, right? The humans are the only people who cannot plug into this matrix.
You saying they can't
They,
plug in?
they cannot plug in. They don't. None of the real people have that the adaptations on their bodies.
Oh yeah, thing in the back of their neck.
Well, they have it all over their bodies. Literally, they got plugs all on their body. And then here's the other part that tripped me out. So then, what did they start doing? They started waking up programs and bringing them into the real world, right?
Yeah, that's deep on Matrix 4. Yeah, that was deep to what they were showing. Yes.
I said, "Oh my gosh, these motherfuckers is trying to tell us to our face that
Look,
they want an artificial intelligence. They're telling you artificial intelligence wants to be with us."
look, stop right there. All right, I'm gonna send you when I get a chance. I'm gonna send you this video. I want you to watch it. But so they got what's going on is, all right, we're about to get kind of spaced out right quick, but quick. So on the moon, on the moon, so the Pleiadians, there's an intergalactic race of tall whites called the Pleiadians. Long story short, they on the moon they have this supercomputer, and what they're doing, they're generating conscious energy. Okay, they're generating in the computer, they're generating energy that has consciousness. Okay, and what they're doing with the energy, they're beaming it into babies down here. Okay, so what I'm telling you is that's why when that's why Matrix 4, I was like, oh God, they going kind of deep with that. When they was bringing AI consciousness into the real world, in this world, that's what's going on at a high level. You have artificially generated artificial souls that are being generated by computers, and then they're being beamed into organic bodies that are avatar. That's why the whole avatar thing. Organic avatars. So you got a lot of people walking around here. That's why I'm telling y'all that bot shit, man. You got a lot of people walking around here who have artificial souls, computer generated AI, artificial consciousness, and you can always tell. Listen, you can tell if you come across a motherfucker and he's very robotic-ish. Okay, that's because that's either number one. That's either number one a robot for real. Okay, that's another story because you do got robots walking around here. Okay, the technology that they got is far more advanced than what they're giving you niggas. Okay, they have technology 50 to 60 years ahead of what they're giving you, what they're giving the consumers. Okay, so they have that Terminator. Oh, by the way, and I know I'm getting sidetracked, but when I said Terminator, that sparked. Okay, bet that sparked another thought. Okay, Terminator and Matrix. Listen, go watch Terminator. Why? Because Matrix and Terminator was created by the same person, Sophia Stewart. What happened was Sophia Stewart, she wrote the book Third Eye Matrix. And the white man, he took that book and made the Terminator franchise, and then he made the Matrix franchise. So I highly suggest people go either check out her book and watch the Terminator movie, because that ties into the Matrix, because that comes out of the same story. If you notice, the Wachowski brothers, they changed their name to the Wachowski sisters. You know what I'm saying? Because you know they sued her ass. I mean, she
sued them.
Huh? Yeah, so Sophia Stewart sued them into transgenderism. You know what I'm saying? But I want to get back to that. I don't want to get too sidetracked. I want to get back to that. There's a lot of conscious energy generated by a computer. You know what I'm saying? Generated by a computer that's walking around here in human bodies. So a lot of these people you're interacting with, you know what I'm saying? You're interacting with literally artificial intelligence. That's why when you come across somebody who's kind of like very energetic, very dramatic, instead of don't look at that as something weird. Just be relieved, because you know that's real natural chaotic energy. That's noon. That's soul energy. That's chaotic energy. Soul energy. The soul comes out of noon, which is chaos. Long story short, we know that primeval chaos. So when you put that into a body, it's going to be kind of just dramatic and just kind of, you know what I'm saying. So when you come across somebody like that, don't be alarmed. Be relieved, because that's a natural universal being and not some robotic energy generated. And they made a lot of movies about that. Transcendence, I'm pretty sure you've seen that.
Yeah, the Transcendence. The other movie, is it Replica?
Oh God, Replica? Yeah, Replica. That was a good one.
That was with Keanu Reeves in it, right?
Right.
He was
Neo,
Yeah,
right, with Neo. Yep. Neo been in a lot of movies now, but go ahead.
yeah. And then what's the other one? What is that other one? There's another one recently that was in line with that. It'll hit me a little bit later. But going in back into he's talking about the moon. So yeah, a lot of the beings. So as I've been saying, I've been predicating on this just because I've started to notice the difference within our hands. So they're probably going to be smarter now, personally. So I told people this distinction on your hand, right? And then I tell people if you don't have an X, a Y, or an M in your hand, and your hand looks like a monkey's palm,
Uh-oh.
mm, that's how you can tell in the physical, like, yeah, that's one of the beings he's talking about. Now, the other ones, this is how I know they're starting to get clever or starting to update the system. Because that's all I can see in that whole movie. It's like, oh, y'all just telling me how y'all gonna update the world. That makes fucking sense.
Mm-mm-mm.
Because it's like there's no coincidence that they went from, like I said, the Eternals. Eternals is what to me that set it off. That's like the alarm for me. Because once I watched that and then watched this, I was like, yo, it's the same. We already know it's the same story, but these two are very connected in a lot of ways. When it comes to the beings, when it comes to the portals, when it comes to the sentient beings, and then how it's like everything's an update. And then what is it? Terminator Dark Fate. Yeah, Terminator Dark Fate was another introduction where they brought the sentient beings or these robotic beings into our world without us even recognizing it.
Hey,
So in this version, or the Matrix 4, they had took those beings from the Matrix. They did the whole red pill, blue pill thing with them too, and they came back into a physical form. But the physical form was of like memory beads in a sense. I don't know what the hell it was called, but memory beads, and every single one of them were naked. Every single one of them.
mm.
And when you go back and you start to see the certain different beings that's around you, you'll start to see it. Because that's the part that stood out to me the most. Like, so they're just basically telling you that these type of beings that they're bringing into this world, you'll never know what they are.
Exactly. Because they're pure, they're etheric. So you can't
Exactly.
animal. So the cats can see them, and a lot of other animals can see them, but they are vibrating etherically. So that's beyond perception of our current perception. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but they're real. You just can't in a human form. You cannot see them. But they again that goes back to vibration. They can enter you if you have a low vibration. So a lot of times when people are drinking alcohol, if you get too fucked up, then a lot of people listen. A lot of people actually can get wasted and still have a high vibration. I'm one of those people. I've been wasted before, and long story short, I've been wasted before, but I've always maintained I've maintained myself. I remember I got pulled over one time and I was wasted. The cop even checked my eyes and he let me go. So when that happened, that's when I realized, okay, but I have a little bit more power. But long story short, a lot of times not everybody possess that type of power. So when you're getting wasted or whatever, you're lowering your vibration, and that's when these ethereal beings can literally hijack your body. Okay, Grand Theft Auto,
Yep.
humanity. They can enter into your body and do all types of things. A lot of beings like to experience sex. They like to experience food. The other beings are demonic, so that they like to hurt people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of things, especially if you notice, there's been a lot of crime going on, amongst black people. That's because a lot of so-called black people have been infiltrated by these beings.
Yep. Keep going. Keep going.
Now, I just want to say that right there.
Oh shoot. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
it's
noticed that.
deep. It's deep.
What is it? What was it? September. Was it September? Yeah, September on the Gregorian for where I'm at. That's when I started noticing a lot more. Because we always have this break, and usually during the summertime, that's when it happens. This summer, especially where I'm at, it was very less. More car accidents, but very less our brothers and sisters going against each other. Soon as September hit, these mugs been going at it.
Hmm.
until, and I don't know until now, but yeah, it's probably till now because I just been after I seen that, I said, "Yep, I'm not messing with this. I'm not messing with you. You got too much going on. Muzz is tripping out here, and y'all ain't even seeing it. Like they're not people that you really would never knew, like people that you know on a daily basis. And then if you have not checked on them, and you, or if you've seen on your Facebook status and all this other stuff, and you see these people vibing on a low frequency, and if you ain't do nothing to raise it up, you bet they're, how you say, they're left behind.
Right, and that reminds me when you said raising your vibration. That reminds me when you go back to that therapist. You know, a lot of times they give you these pills to keep your energy low, your vibe low. Psychiatrist. Listen, and my mother's a psychiatrist. So I told her ass too. I said, you can't. Our mind, our mind is way different than other people's. So nobody can really heal your mind except either yourself or you find somebody who is of your vibration and you go to them. Don't go to one of these, don't go to one of these white psychiatrists. They don't know. They cannot fathom what is going on. Remember, your mind is that of what they're calling God. Okay, that's what it is. You got the mind of God. Okay, they
They show you in the
cannot.
movie too. Don't go to them. They tell you
Huh?
straight up in the movie. I said they tell you straight up in the movie. Don't go to them type.
For real.
Yeah, that's his character. That was his representation was that, and how he spoke and everything else. It's like that's not how you get to our heads, or that's not going to help us in our head. You feel me? You're going to tell me, oh, we don't use the word crazy in here, motherfucker. What? Do
Oh
you
yeah,
not see
right,
what's
right.
going on in this world right now? And you try to tell me I can't use the word crazy? You trying to say that I need to say that this is all in my head and and I'm just making this shit up? That's what you're telling me? That every little thing that I've seen and experienced, all you can tell me as a therapist, it's all in my head.
Mm.
Here, take these pills. Do you need a refill on your prescription?
You see what I'm saying? Exactly. And a lot of people are reporting that when they stop taking their prescription, they felt something within that's growing. And so again, these folks, they know what they're doing when they're giving you these pills. They're suppressing that we said the bar, the soul. They're keeping that low because they keep your vibration low. You got low vibration, your soul is gonna be kind of trapped, below your heart chakra and all that. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why a lot of times what's happening now is a lot of people are going away from these pills and returning to herbalism.
Mm-hmm. That's what I've been practicing. I've been trying to find ways to help people in that area, and it goes back to so this is a clear example of that. Um, when when Bugs met Morpheus, right, and they went through the whole scene, and then it was like Bugs is not Bugs. Morpheus's whole concept was he was the agent at first, and then he became Neo all at the same time, or the experiencing of Neo, or realizing that he's inside something and he's supposed to be searching for something. And what did she do? That goes back to that, the choice again. And when he took the red pill, and his being, everything was, vibrating a different way. Because now he's not on that pill no more. He's not being, how you say, his vibrations is not being low no more. So now he's coming back into a very higher frequency to get himself out of that world so he can become an even different being. Henceforth, he became that, the way that they bring programs from the matrix into the real world, they turn them into those beads. Or they
Right, or
turn
be right,
or they give them that new body of that's like an animalistic body, but it's a robot.
right, like those robot, right,
Mm-hmm. That's a clear example of what you were speaking on. Clear example.
right, right. That if you watch, I don't know if you remember in Black Panther, they were kind of showing you that type of technology where when they was communicating with each other, it was like these beads would pop up,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The Kamoyo beads, yep.
and that's what they're doing with robotic technology. A lot of the robots now they're powered by programmable consciousness, but it's not sentient. It's just it's going off programs. But pretty soon, and this is why AI technology is I'm not gonna say dangerous, but you gotta watch that because again, in these movies like Matrix 4, the Matrix franchise, and Terminator, they're showing you, if AI consciousness comes into existence, how are they gonna act? Okay, now in
Mhm.
Terminator, once that AI consciousness came online, it made a decision to wipe out mankind in a second. So it
Yeah, it
launched
did
all
that.
those. You know what I'm saying, right?
It did Ultron right off rip.
Right. You know what I'm
Straight
saying?
off.
Because my
Wipe out
thing is,
everything so I can remake it in my own image. That's
but
exactly
check
what
this
they did.
out. But check this out. In that movie Terminator, if you see, I'm a huge Terminator fan, so I looked at the backstory, I looked at a lot of different things. So in the
Mhm.
Terminator franchise, Skynet, that's the name of the AI, Skynet. Skynet did not attack Africa. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. Skynet destroyed the entire planet, but did not attack Africa. You go look it up. Africa was the only safe spot.
Because the resources because the AI knew that all the resources it need is there in that country.
Ah, that's a good. Okay, bet I buy that. That's a good way to look at it too. You know what? You just sparked something. Speak, and this is slightly off topic, but I want everybody to go watch. Don't Look Up. When we talk about resources, man, this movie that's a dark comedy. But I want to tell you this right quick. There was a comet coming in, but they didn't want to destroy the comet because the rich wanted to. But the comet, it had over $40 trillion worth of resources on it. So these white folks said, you know what, we're gonna let it hit the planet so we can mine the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Oh, guy, you gotta watch that movie. It just came out too.
That's our movie with Gerard Butler.
No, that's Greenland. This movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. It just came out like a couple days ago.
Okay, I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, check that one. That was a good one. But that I just
Mm,
want to say that because when you said how Africa was spared, how the AI did not hit Africa because of the resources, that that shows you the power of resources. Because in that movie, Don't Look Up, yo, an asteroid 7 kilometers wide was about to was going to impact the planet. They could have either deflected it, but they decided to let it impact the planet because it had over $40 trillion worth of resources on it. What they're
mm,
calling rare earth assets or rare earth minerals.
mm. And
I'm
it's
not
so
gonna say
funny.
I'm not
I'm
gonna. Huh?
looking at the description, and so it goes back to topics of myself. So when it comes to astrology, people don't know astronomy came before astrology.
I
So
got you.
how they put it in the description, it's like social issue drama, right? Two astronomers go on a media tour to warn mankind or humankind of a planet-killing comet hurtling towards Earth. Mm.
Yeah, watch
Yeah,
that. That one.
I'm
Yeah,
watching
there's a
this tonight.
lot of.
I
Huh?
appreciate that. That gave me something to watch.
Yeah, there's a lot of. They got it. Listen, they got it as a comedy, but it's nigga, please. That's not no. There. That's a serious movie because when you watch the movie, that's how the world. The world is very childish. Okay, so it shows you how the world is. It's a direct reflection of what's going on in this world about how people react to things and how they can be easily manipulated and you know what I'm saying by media. Oh God, I can't wait till you watch the movie. We're gonna have to tell Joy. We have to get with Joy. We might have to do a separate show on that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that tonight. I'm
Yeah,
definitely
it's
gonna watch
almost.
that tonight. That's deep. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know he had a movie out for real. For real.
Yeah, I do. One thing I will apologize because this is a Matrix 4 show, but I saw that movie recently, so that movie is actually on my mind heavily. To be honest.
Just like when I tell you about Eternals, Eternals is heavily on my mind when talking about the Matrix. That's one thing I enjoy about our conversations and what Joy brings to the platform. It don't matter what the topic is. That's the main topic. We branch no matter what because we some cosmic beings, right?
That's what I'm talking right. Multidimensional.
So it's like we going. If you going to chat, you want to go to this rabbit hole with us, just follow it. Follow
But
the
you know what?
breadcrumbs.
But you
That's
know what
right.
though? But listen. You know what though? We can tie in Don't Look Up, Matrix, and Terminator. How can we tie that in? Why is it the white man showing us all these apocalyptic movies? You see what I'm saying? Every movie he's showing that is depicting the future is apocalyptic. That's one thing that people need to pay attention to is what are they showing us? They gave us the Matrix, which shows us a very apocalyptic landscape. Terminator, very apocalyptic. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give away Don't Look Up, but that ended up being apocalyptic. Okay, long story short, without getting away too much. But we got to start when we're watching these movies. Remember, I think I said this before. Remember now, a movie. Watch now, a movie is the closest thing we're gonna get to the Akashic records. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are not gonna agree with what I'm about to say. But listen, fuck reading. We're not supposed to be reading right to left English anyways. Okay, we're visual learners. Okay, and if we are gonna read right to left English, it should be 10 to 15 pages. Okay, we supposed to be getting information via Akashic visual holographic, aka a movie. So when you're watching these movies, they're showing you what they're seeing. They're showing you just different chapters of the Akasha. You're not watching anything fiction. You're watching all things. I'm sorry. You're watching all things non-fictional. What's going on is the white man. He has technology where he's looking into parallel realities. Okay, he's also looking into the future, and he's looking into possible timelines, future timelines based upon different calculations, and this is what he's getting back. And honestly, things do not look good for him because every time he gives us a movie, you know what I'm saying, it is always something very apocalyptic. So we gotta. It's either a machine apocalypse, or an asteroid coming in, or a natural, some type of natural. It's always something. You know what I'm saying?
It's always in those main. There's four of them. Yeah, there's four of them. You name the three. The last one is biological. Last one's biological.
God, yeah, right. Viruses.
Those are the four main ones they be pushing, and then it goes back, and then that's why I have my finger up. And you talking about the Akashic records, right? You think it's mighty funny that from I don't know when the Eternals came out, but a lot of the movies from November, like early November, all the way to now currently, they push these movies out during the time when the sun is within the Akashic record.
You said the sun is within the Akashic record.
It's in that dominion. So a lot of people don't understand that if you want to see the Akashic records visually, what's that movie? What is that movie? I can't think of the actor. But it was that movie where dude went into space and he got trapped into a black hole and he ended up going into the Akashic records.
Oh, you talking about Interstellar?
Yeah, and it's yep. So I just let everybody know, catch out the bag if you know it or not. The Akashic records is what you would call the galactic center. If you go to an astronomer app, or if you go outside today, and not no more. Well, no, you can't. Before the sun rises, currently, before the sun rises, since the sun is in Sagittarius neat. If you look before the sun rises, the sun is within the outer limits of the Akashic records because it goes from the parts of Scorpio all the way to Ophiuchus into Sagittarius and then out. That whole area, or they call it the cosmic umbilical cord, or the Milky Way galaxy is what they call it, right? If you want to see it in the morning or at night, before we get to the months of November, you can see it at night. But currently, before the sun rises, let's say like about 2 hours before the sun rises, or an hour before the sun rises, you look straight to the east. And if you focus your eyes, you're going to be able to see the Akashic records or the galactic center. And you're going to be able to trace it all around you.
That's interesting.
And when you said that, that's why I was like, oh yeah, that goes back to that. So I'm just giving people a way to see it, to actually see it for yourself. And then if you're able to connect to it, which I know you're already connected to it, but once you actually get to see it now, you're going to be like, oh shit. So when you start talking about the source or drawing from the source, there you go, right there.
Right, from that galactic. That was another good one. I encourage everybody to definitely check out Interstellar.
Yeah, Interstellar is that I look into it. I don't know if you're able to see it. Is it she was? But it's called Don't Look Up. When it comes to the movie, that the Netcher was giving out to the Ramesh. Don't look up.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
look. It's on net.
that's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be
on
the next one.
Netflix.
I'm gonna let her know. That's gonna be the next one straight up. Because yeah, I'm very curious now.
Oh
I
God, yeah,
appreciate you. Appreciate you.
that one, yeah, that I just watched that 2 days ago. So that's matter of fact. I'm sorry, I just watched that yesterday because today's Saturday, it's Friday. Okay, bet. Yeah, I watched that yesterday, and I was like, that's. I said,
Yeah.
it's because it's big. It gets into everything with what the what one thing real quick. I don't mean to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it, but it just gets into like how greedy they are over money. You know what I'm saying? In my head, I'm like, these motherfuckers are gonna let this asteroid hit the planet because they want to mine it for rare earth minerals. Are you kidding? It got ridiculous, but it was
Mhm.
supposed to because it's a comedy. It's interesting. It's a comedy. So listen, when you're watching it, it's supposed to be ridiculous. Just to warn y'all, it's supposed to be ridiculous because it's a dark comedy. But you'll see how ridiculous it gets. I just told you. I just gave you a gem about how ridiculous they they gonna let this motherfucker hit the ocean. You know what I'm saying? And if an object, that's one thing we got to be, and that's why I need a telescope. But if a large comet hits the ocean, it's going to generate a wave higher than the clouds. You know what I'm saying? So that's not going to be, that's not a good idea. So I tell people to get off the coast, but that's another story. I don't want to get
Mhm.
into, I don't know, I don't want to get into post-apocalyptic. I don't want to spook nobody out right now. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
mean, that's the whole thing. The whole theme is these post-apocalyptic movies,
oh,
futuristic,
facts,
and
facts.
everything else. So you more than welcome to speak on it. Trust me, because
Oh, that's fact.
that's
You're
what
right. That's
for me.
facts.
That's what I want to do. I'm giving people a little warnings. Yeah, Pluto in 2023. When that thing goes into Capricorn, watch what we tell you.
Huh.
And then
So
he's
you're
telling you
saying,
about the comets when the comet hits, and them type of impact that a comet will give, especially to the water.
right? Let me tell y'all something right quick. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. It's very important that you guys understand what I'm about to tell y'all. Okay. All right. Understand that our Salafu ancestors, the Natharu, the Netzaru, the Nazdaru, whatever name you want to use, the Netzaru. Let's say the Netzaru. Okay. I like to remain universal on the Egyptian level. So we're gonna say Netzaru because all schools of the Egyptian thought know who the fuck the Netzaru are. Okay. So the Netzaru, they vibrate on all dimensions. Okay. So they have technology that's beyond your current comprehension of this dimension. Okay. So if there's an asteroid coming in, they have the power and the technology to they can do all there's all type of options that they can do to avoid that asteroid from hitting. They can vaporize the asteroid, they can blow it in pieces, they can teleport it to nigga please. Okay. So, if an asteroid is going to impact the planet, that's because our ancestors are allowing this to happen. Okay, a lot of people won't. That's going to be hard. That's going to be hard for a lot of people to accept. But I gotta tell you, I gotta drop it on y'all. Okay, our ancestors, the Nathar, the Netaru, they're galactic, omniversal rulers with supreme technology, supreme knowledge. They created the universe in their highest form. So don't tell me that they can't listen. Don't tell me that they cannot deflect a 7 kilometer comet from hitting Earth, where and their children live on Earth. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm telling you is, if a comet is hitting the planet, that's because it is being allowed to hit the planet, and that's why it's important that we kind of gather together, kind of gather inland a little bit, and we get away from the coast, kind of get away from because what's going on is Natharu, the Netaru, um, Mother Nature. They're doing a lot of house cleaning right now. As you can see with the tornadoes, that nigga, please, that's just the beginning of what's going on in the Midwest. See, you notice a lot of white folks got killed. You know what I'm saying? Not too many black folk got killed in that. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about it, listen, this world is degenerate. Okay, it is. You know what I'm saying? We can argue, debate about that, but in my opinion, the world is pretty degenerate. Long story short, so if you're talking about an asteroid that's going to impact, how I look at it is, you know what? Maybe the world deserves that. Look how the world treated women, and then listen. If you're spooked out, that means either number one, you don't have a soul, or number two, you still don't understand that. You still don't understand the spiritual science of what you are. If you understand the spiritual sciences of what you really are, then you listen. An asteroid can land on your head and nothing will happen to you. Now, your body going to vaporize, but the real ethereal you, and matter of fact, we say the word akaku, which means Ethereum, which is an ethereal, it's like an ethereal being, an ethereal conscious being that comes out of source, aka a soul. So if an asteroid lands on top of you, it's gonna literally, it's like astral projection. If you ever projected astrally before, or if you ever left your body and you remember leaving your body, let me give you a quick story. One time I left my body. I was sleeping, and I remember leaving my body, and I remember moving through the wall like it wasn't there. Okay, that's the same kind, because remember, if you're an ethereal being, aka a soul, the physical matter, you can move through physical matter, and a comet is part of the physical matrix. And that, again, the universe. That's another thing. I'm glad I said that because it sparked another thought. Listen, the universe is a matrix. We're just dealing with right now in this world. We're just dealing with a third dimensional, fourth dimensional. Now it's becoming fifth dimensional matrix. Anything that's physical is a matrix. The only thing that's real, or hologram. Only thing that's real is the Pa Kaku, the ethereal soul supreme being. That's the only thing that's real in the universe. Okay, everything else is just a temporary holographic reality. You know what I'm saying? Built up using molecules. Go watch Star Trek. Matter of fact, go type in Star Trek and type in the holodeck. How they were able to manifest material objects using that device. It's the same concept. So to get back to the point, do not be spooked out by asteroids coming in, blah blah blah. Number one, your ancestors, your overseers, the Netaru, they will protect you no matter what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? If you vibrate on that level. Number two, if you put yourself in a position where you're gonna get killed by asteroid or whatever, you're not gonna get killed by no asteroid. It's gonna take your body. It's gonna take the physical you out. Okay, now if you're attached to your physical you, then you are gonna worry. But if you understand that the physical you is just a avatar, and that the real you is the real you is indestructible, it's invincible. Nothing can kill the real you. That's why me personally, I can talk about things like this and not really. Because a lot of people be like, how can you talk about asteroid impacting and sound so like happy? Because it's like you have to understand the higher sciences. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm getting on a ramble, but I just wanted to drop that real quick because it's important that you understand. You come into the understanding of self first. Then that gets rid of fear. Okay, because we gotta get rid of fear. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Whatever the matrix universe can throw at planet Earth, let it be. Long story short.
Because we just had a couple of them, broadcast in a sense coming our way. I think it was a comment. Yeah, there was a comment. I think the latest one is before that was an asteroid, but this particular one is a comet. I want to say comet's supposed to be hitting is in the direct path. They always say that when it happens, because as a whole, as those galactic beings will put it, if they what's that? It's like that anime called Records of Ragnarok. They all have a meeting and they tell them though all those energies and those ancestors coming from all walks of what they call that practices in a sense.
Mm.
Each one of them decided to just go ahead and wipe out mankind.
Mm.
But then, that one being that always represents that feminine aspect or that voice or that reason of change, in a sense, the Valkyrie comes in and tells them, let's actually implement Ragnarok, where we allow the gods, all the different gods, go against mankind. And then when they find out that mankind has the help of the Valkyries, now that these beings, these ancient beings going against the new beings, that's the whole concept. Ain't new versus old, as they always put it. The new gods versus the old gods, basically American gods in a sense. So they were all given weapons to counteract these gods' weapons that we know about, like Mjolnir or Odin's spear, Gungnir, and things of that nature. So these ancient heroes, and obviously they ain't never put no black man in there, but it's all good.
Right.
But at the same time, they telling you how they're going about it. of when it comes to when they actually decide, and it all comes up to us because once we obtain a lot of that consciousness, it literally will be up to us if we want to allow that to happen.
Exactly. Exactly. If anything bad happens to the planet, and it's not looking good, I'll tell you why. Because the planet is vibrating. Listen, America is the safest place to be on the planet, not Africa. Okay, not Africa. Why is it that most of the so-called black spiritual leaders or black or people or so-called black people of high level of consciousness, why are they mostly over here in America?
Mm-hmm. Even the
Have you
ancient ones.
thought?
Keep going.
Have you thought about that, Ramutef?
Keep and the ancient ones. There's a couple of ancient ones that's here that people ain't talking about, but keep going.
So you've thought about this before?
Because they keep trying to get us to go to Africa. Why the hell do I need to go to Africa when those same things or monuments and things of that nature is right here where we're at?
Exactly.
So
That's another. No, go ahead. I want to hear you. Go ahead.
In the new one. You know, we got the old gods putting them in the new ones. Well, we've been the old ones ever since it has always been or has been written in a sense, but we're just now getting hip to it, or not even. I don't even use that word hip, but that's the best way I can describe it. We're just now getting the understanding that it's not Africa that we need to be freaking saving.
Exactly.
Africa is yes, Africa is something that we do need to keep watch over.
Right.
Yes. But that's not the place that we're supposed to be saving. They're trying to tell us, oh, go back to Africa and stuff. Why we've been told that all our lives, right? In
Right.
movies and all kinds of stuff.
Right.
The reason for it is because they understand that this is it here. That's why they came here to take over everything. That's why they came here to make sure that they get us out of here. That's why if you go back to his story and you start to learn about our story, then you're going to find out that the reason for a lot of their issues is greed and envy and the 7 deadly sins bullshit. But primarily they know that this is another, how you say, I'll say it in this sense so everybody can understand it, because some people still have a little bit of dogmatic minds. This is the Holy Lands here. This is the land of the Nectarus and the gods and goddesses and things of that nature.
Exactly.
They're sending us over there where it's already been established. It's just that they're failing at it. We're watching them. What happened to us? We're watching what happened. We're watching what happened. What's going on over there is what happened to us. We're just seeing it more on a daily life.
That's a very interesting. That's very interesting. Damn. Hold on. You just fucked up my head because that's fucking. You said what's happening to them was what happened to us, but we're just able to witness it. Woo!
I don't know if nobody cut that, but that's
I didn't catch that. Now you got me.
It's like, oh yeah, like this place is going down, this place is going down. They're moving in, and when they talk about his story and how they came here and everything else, it's the same freaking thing.
Yeah, that is so God. So basically, you're saying Africa is simply a 1930s, 1920s, and Bobby Hemming says this a lot. But Africa is basically a 1930s, 1940s version of Black America, basically.
Basically, yep.
That's and we're able to witness this.
And we're just being witnesses, or how you say, being the watchers.
Right, which is the Natharo.
Because where everybody wants to come, they want to come to Elysium. Where's Elysium? Right here in America.
What's that movie? Elysium. The movie. It's called Elysium.
Elysium, yeah.
I gotta watch that again, but yeah, bet.
But they do the same thing concept with that too. In that movie, same thing. But we're in the sky. So when it comes to their map, in a sense, we're in the north, right? Everybody else is in the south and everything else. And we're right here in the north with South America, and we're North America, and then you got Canada and Alaska and Greenland and Iceland and all that other shit. And then you got them over there.
In the south, that's interesting. That's interesting,
and
right?
Then if you always look into how much of an influence we have been
Oh
to
God, don't
all
get me
those
started.
coaches over there.
Don't get me started.
If we ain't the gods of this world, I don't know what to tell you.
Listen, I gotta get this out. I gotta get it out before I forget, because my memory could be short term. Listen, let's deal with that. Black people have been so-called black people have been the biggest influence, and they've been at their lowest state. So imagine when they see people like us. Oh God, and you know what I'm saying? Black people have been influencing the world, while black people have been vibrating at their lowest state. At the world, everybody wants to be hip hoppers. Even how they dress. Africans are dressing like Black Americans, not vice versa. But I thought Africa was a motherland, so why are we not copying them? They're copying us. So that's a good point.
Big time, big time. And it's more so on the level for me personally. It's like, yeah, there is things that they are definitely advanced more on, but for them to be on the there from a European perspective, the melting pot of all um, uh, 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 materials, the melting pot. Africa is the melting pot of all ingredients to whatever the hell you need, but they don't have what is called the wonder of the world. Well, they might. Certain places might. They don't have all these different things, but you come here, like you described, they dress like us, talk like us, act like us, but they only see the what version that they project, the Matrix version.
Mm,
And when they
that's
come here, and when they
mm.
come here,
Mm,
you know,
mm,
they're escaping the Matrix and come, well, they're coming to the Matrix in a sense.
mm.
It's the first thing that they're it's a given thing that they tell all those individuals from different countries. You can deal with everybody, but just don't deal with them. And I'm pointing to myself and you.
Mm.
Don't come and talk with these ones. Why? Why do they tell them not to talk to us?
Hmm.
That's a hit. That's one of the hidden agendas. And from there, it's like when it comes to that scene of, you know, when it comes to dealing with the neters and the gods and goddesses in a sense, they're telling them straight up, don't talk to the gods and the goddesses.
You on to something? We said don't talk to the netters. The
Don't
netterers.
talk to the neters. Because they'll tell you straight up. And they're like, yeah, and they'll come up with all kind of things. And they'll be like, yeah, they're, you know, they need to go here, this psych wards and all this other stuff. They paint a picture of us in the matrix, in this matrix, so bad that they make sure that people that are coming to the matrix know not to even deal with us.
Mm. Yeah, they send us friend requests on Facebook. Okay, you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
One thing that I want black people to understand. Okay, black people need to become a little bit more patriotic. Oh my God, why he just say that? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you why. Um, look how you living. Look what y'all niggas, y'all got iPhones. All y'all got flat screen TVs in your house. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Most black people in America have a car. You know what I'm saying? So-called black people in America are living like kings. Listen, so-called black people are living better than most white people in other parts of the planet.
Mm.
Okay, and if you go to Europe, nigga, if you go to Europe, Eastern Europe, those European countries, they're poor. They're not living like us. That's one thing that black people see. A lot of black people, so-called black people, they haven't adopted a global mindset. They just kind of trapped in the North American matrix. You know what I'm saying? Which is
Mhm.
understandable. But if
Mhm.
you get out of that North American matrix and look at the planetary matrix, you'll see that you've actually been living good. You're living better than most white people. People just assume white people just live in America. White people live in Europe. You know what I'm saying? Mostly they mostly in Europe right now. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at how they're living, they're living like one. It's like 8 people living in a one bedroom house. So that's one thing that and then on top of that, we have all these universities out here, these other high levels of learning. The
Mhm.
problem is when you think about America, you think that that's something the white man created. That's our shit. You know what I'm saying? America, you know what I'm saying? It comes from Ta America, you know what I'm saying? Which when it comes from Ta Moray, which is Kemet is an ancient name for Egypt, but the most ancient name is Ta Moray. And that's universal because when I'm checking out different Kemetic school of thought, they all tell you Tamaray. You know what I'm saying? or Tamara, Tamari, however you want to say it. And then America, Tamara, it's the same shit. Okay, you are Egypt. This is Egypt. Long story short. So I tell a lot of black people, we got to take if we're gonna blackwash everything, let's blackwash American. We the true Americans, not them.
Can y'all hear the movie?
A little bit, but it's
No.
not interrupting. It's not interrupting though.
Okay, because that room is on vibrate mode. Like stuff is on the table doing like this.
Yeah, I know. I can feel my feet. I feel it all in my feet. Like
This movie is hell no. I'm like, I need a break. This movie is wild. It's wild, y'all. It's wild.
You're going to have to watch that. Yeah, you're going to have to watch it closely. And I would suggest watch it again. But you're female, so you might be, y'all more advanced. So you might get everything in one.
I'm down here watching the part where he keep taking his blue pill after he's seen his therapist. What is it, Neil Patrick Harris?
Mm-hmm.
That's the part I'm on. This movie is y'all. Peace, y'all. Going back down.
And we just got to talk about that part not too long ago too. But yeah, that's it's very interesting, and I've been trying not to express too much of my a lot of my plans, but when we start talking and discussing and things of that nature, you're gonna start to know how I operate when it comes to certain things, and the reason why I got into certain practices and what I've came to understand about these practices is to have that Morpheus chance with everyone I come in contact with.
Right. We exactly.
Just hands down, because it got to the point now where it's like I got other methods too, but at this point it's like which one are you going to decide? Because it doesn't matter what you choose. It really doesn't. You choose the blue pill or the red pill, but if you don't know what you're going for when it comes to that red pill, and if it's not set on truth or understanding or seeking truth, you coming right back to the matrix like Neo did.
And what my mind stuck on is this whole, and I've been thinking about this for a while, like just for a couple years, the fact that this whole free will thing, it's like, damn, do we really have free will if we're moving according to natural, divine, genetic, spiritual programming based upon our Dendera, zodiac signs and all that, as supreme being Netru incarnates, we're being master teachers, we're helping people. So are we moving according to a higher level of divine programming? So do we really have free will? That's a mind blower right there.
All right. Oh, well, my understanding of what free will is, it goes to the true definition. Are you a friend of love, or are you a friend or not a friend of love? That is free will.
Is that so? What you mean? So that's the definition if you look it up on Google?
Yeah, you look up the etymon of free. Right?
Gotcha, okay. Got you.
Then you look up the etymon of will. Put those two together, you got your answer right there.
I'm gonna check it out before I go to bed tonight.
And then it's like when it comes to that part specifically. So now I'm gonna update people what I've been practicing on a lot more, and it's been very interesting. It's been very interesting what's been happening. So when it comes to the Netchers, we understand that the Netchers and the gods and goddesses that we are also representatives of these beings, right?
Exactly.
Those representations is shown in our charts. Whoever is your ruling planet, because when it comes to astrology, basic part of astrology, everybody's going to learn this. Basic rule of astrology. When it comes to the signs, house, and the planets, the level of order or the level of hierarchy is planets rule the signs, signs rule the house. So if you're not appeasing whoever the true ruler is, or if you start to appease the ruler, you're going to start to see a huge change, or how you say a blessing, or how you say omnipresence of these beings or these ancestor beings, or the energy part of ourselves, and we all take in their energy. It's like the downloads like they get from the matrix in a sense, but now they're clearing you from their matrix, which is their pizza cutter. That's their matrix of this. The world that we are in currently, it's all built off of their Western astrology. This is how they're taking over from or assimilating. So you have Western, right? Then you got the Chinese. Then you got the Vedic. Each one of them is based off of what? 12, right? From there, all those 12, certain ones have 9 planets, some of them have 6. But at the end of the day, it's all based off of something that they so-called created in 2,000 years ago. They understood throughout history when you do calendar reform and go back to a few videos, past videos on Karmic Dynasty, dealing with the great Siba Patasika, Sarah, myself, and a few other netches as well. And we speak about that time. And I keep telling people, and I'm gonna keep telling people, time is the biggest religion of them all. In this
Time.
movie, time is their religion. And how is it their religion? Because they've been waiting for someone. Who are they always waiting on? A Christ figure. Who is the one? But they're teaching you that everybody is the one. But everybody's just seeing the one. No, one consciousness, one collective cosmic consciousness. That is the one. How do you
Exactly.
get to that level? Understanding no difference between masculine and feminine, and goes back to the I forgot what the book is called. I ain't gonna lie, because I haven't read it in a long time. But it goes back to the Hermetica or the Kabbalion, when it talks about which one is it? It's not correspondence. Is it not rhythm? Masculine, feminine, in a sense, but it's in the level of hot and cold are the same. They're only different in degrees, right? That's the same thing with dealing with masculine and feminine. You got to understand the difference in degrees within the masculine and feminine, but you got to also understand that they're the same. The same that hot is cold is the same, but it's only difference in their degrees. So
Right.
what you
Right.
feel is cold is actually burning you. What you feel is hot is actually burning you at the same time. You put it in 2 different type of temperatures, it's the same reaction. It's just different in degrees. That's it. So when you come to that medium balance and understanding the cosmic collective consciousness spirituality, in a sense, that's the level where we're trying to get to. That's the ending of the movie of the Matrix 4, of how they showing you the masculine and feminine principle coming to be the one. And when you become the one, they end up what? Sharing gifts, developing gifts, developing a way to change the difference between their world and the Matrix, and how to integrate it so the Matrix is no longer controlling. Same thing with Western and what we call sidereal, in a sense, or what they're dubbing sidereal. But what I know is it's Neteru Tuatep. So the difference between the two, you want to stay in the Matrix and be on this Western where they tell you exactly who you are and everything else, or you want to go cosmically and learn truth and understand what you truly are.
Mm.
That's the whole thing when it comes to astrology currently, and it's been like that for years. But now I'm myself am able to bring it out to the people and let you know straight up. You stick on this Western, you can believe whatever you want to believe, or how they say you can wake up in your bed and you believe whatever you want to believe,
Right.
and you take the sidereal or knowing truth. You take truth. You stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Right.
Straight up. That's astrology. That is basically what's going on in astrology. The more we start to see and come into ourselves and realize that this is literally the kingdom that we had, or how they would call it Elysium and everything else. And that's what's the other one? The Elysium films, which is second Hotep. Is it second Hotep? Yeah, Field of Peace. Yeah, second Hotep. Understanding that this is it right here. And then our destiny, or what we're trying to get to, is Second Aru, which is basically that cosmic energy that's above us and below us and all around us.
You said Seket Haru.
Seket Aru, like
Seket Aru.
Aru.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, that's just basically field of stars.
The field of
You got
star. Okay.
the field of peace and the Seket, which is Seket is field, and then Hotep is peace, right? So
Right.
field of peace. Then you got Seket Aru, which is Aru is basically like the cosmic stars in a sense. So field of the cosmic stars or the cosmic umbilical cord. As I was telling people, if you're able to, like tomorrow and things of that nature, before the sun rises, look to the east. An hour before the sun rises, look to the east, and you'll be able to see the cosmic umbilical cord or the Akashic records or what you call the galactic center. That encapsulates three beings. Those three beings is constellation wise is predominantly I should say is Scorpio, the constellation we call Scorpio, but I call it Circat. You have Ophiuchus, what I call Nephet, and you have Meat, which is Sagittarius. Those three are the ones who are like literally the guardians of that field. You feel me? It is so cool. And then on the other side of the outer rim, you have um, Orion, Gemini, and Taurus. They're on like the other parts of it. Like you have the faded parts, and then you have the more deeper parts. And between those cosmic parts, those cosmic beings, or those cosmic stars or alignments, those are the how you say the three on each side. You have three feminine, in a sense, three masculine, but that's if you go with Ptah as the as Taurus instead of Het Haru, but all of them are masculine, feminine anyway. That's the part where we gotta still encapsulate and encase within ourselves. Then the other part that I'm gonna tell people, and when it comes to the Sclesius staff, or the staff of Tahuti, or they talk about the Kundalini or whatnot. So the cosmic way of seeing it is the other end of Akashic records. There's these two constellations. One's called Hydra, the other one called Endurance. Endurance is what they would use as the one that mirrors the Nile River, right? But it's also a serpent. Then you have Hydra, which is also a serpent. And on each side of the cosmic center is both of those snakes. One rolls down to the was it Cancer to Libra in a sense, but it goes further. And then you got the other one going from Gemini and all the way down as well. So when people want to see the Kundalini or the representation cosmically, if you're ever to picture it, the best way to do it is see where Cyrus is at.
Okay.
When you find out where Cyrus is, then you know exactly where Edurnus is, and then you just go mirror on the other side of the cosmic center, and you're gonna see Leo, Cancer, and all of them. That's where the other snake is at, and they basically are over something. When it comes to that whole Asclepius staff, the staff itself is the Akashic records. The keepers are those two constellations. Then you have the ones who guard them, and we'll go deep and deep and deep. But we're not here for that. my apologies, people. But that's the things that I enjoy speaking on. I definitely enjoy this time with you, and definitely everyone who stayed in there with us and enjoyed and listened. And when it comes to the Matrix itself, when it comes to the thumbs up, thumbs down thing, I personally give it 2 thumbs up, hands down.
Yeah, you know
Hands.
what? Right, I'll say that before I get out of here. Yes, I'll give it. A lot of people are having trouble with it, which is I understand. That's why you have to, I understand. It depends what mindset you're looking at it, but I would give it 2 thumbs up simply because of the subliminal messages it's telling. Don't look at it. A lot of people like to be entertained. You know what I'm saying? But which is okay. But you also gotta look at it with your with your third eye. You know what I'm saying? So it can really, if you look at it from that mind frame, it's a jewel heaven.
Mm-hmm. Until like 15 minutes into it. 15 minutes before Trinity and Neo meet. That little skip between there, that's the part that was, to me, that was like the most boring part. But other than that, everything else was just spot on. Just the whole dialogue with everybody, people believing in the one and still not understanding the concept that everybody is the one.
Right. The whole Christ thing. How everybody's Hey, Rue Christ.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. That's why people gotta check it. Especially if you into higher so-called Kemetic, so-called Egyptian illumination, gotta check out Matrix 4. Point blank. Period.
Mm-hmm. Got to.
That's your homework assignment, everybody. All you students, all you master students of the Neturu, that is your homework, is to watch Matrix 4. If you about that life, go watch Matrix. If it's just trending, if Kemetic spirituality is just trending to you, then don't worry about it. But if it's something that you're passionate about, if your DNA is resonating with, then you gotta watch. You gotta stay on top of movies like Matrix 4. Point blank. Period.
Yeah, I'll guarantee everybody, if you sit down and you watch it, after you look at this review, after you watch the review, you watch the movie, then watch this review, you're gonna see everything that we're just been speaking on, literally.
Uh, Big facts. But I appreciate y'all for letting me come on for a little bit. Again, I can't wait to hit me up in the private conversation when you get done watching Don't Look Up. We could probably do a little something on that. But I can't wait till y'all watch that. Let Joy know that you need to check that out too. Oh God, I can't wait till she watch that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, we probably. I'm not gonna lie. We're probably gonna watch it after this event, literally.
Okay, cool. So on that note, I tell you, Shuk Wunawa, Divine Love and Divine Light. Again, Anouk Raye. I am Ra, and it was a pleasure speaking with you all. And we send out Divine Love, Divine Light to the all. You know what I'm saying? For the all is I am.
Dua.
All right, peace.
All right.
Peace. Hetep, Joy, Hetep, Ramutef. I appreciate y'all.
No doubt. I appreciate you.
Gratitude.
Thank you. Time I speak to you, I learn a lot.
Oh yeah, we got another movie to watch. That's a fact.
I heard downstairs, somebody's downstairs playing the broadcast while we watching the movie. I heard echoes downstairs. What movie? I asked them. They said something with
Don't Look Up. That's
Don't Look Up. Check that out.
who is in that?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's what they said. They try to turn into a comedy or something.
Yeah.
Right. They got it. Right. Don't let that fool you though.
Downstairs.
Yeah, don't let that
Okay.
comedy shit fool you. That ain't no damn comedy. That's shit. But we'll talk about that later.
Called
Right.
fun.
Exactly.
Fun.
Exactly. But I said to y'all, Hetep, peace. I shook. And I'll talk to you guys later.
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Peace. All right. I appreciate everyone. Thank you for this hanging out with us.
Oh.
If you're still coming to the event, we're still here. Definitely come check us out.
Until
like
midnight.
So definitely hopefully everybody see the values of what we were speaking on, as well as your own truths as well, because that's what we're speaking on. We're speaking on our truths. So I enjoyed this time with everyone. Definitely check us out. As I'm going on closing, do you want to speak on anything?
Books.
Where?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Donate them books. Contact me if you need more info on how to, where to, all of that.
Yes, definitely contact her for the Washington DC for Karmic. Yeah, what does it say? Yeah, contact Karmic Dynasty. Mm-hmm. Much gratitude. Definitely email her at mkd.tnt.
Down one. There.
If you want to donate and look into a couple things, I appreciate everyone. As remarks is, we have no choice but to stand on truth. That's basically how that movie goes. I swear by life. But
and the after party about to start in a little bit. We got about another hour in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Like 2.5
so we have the pre-show, the event, and the after party, y'all.
Mm-hmm. And get some good
got
eating.
The playlist.
Y'all see me snacking and everything else, so I appreciate that.
Man.
So yeah. So
they smashed on that ginger. I made 2 different batches of mint ginger lemonade. I'm
so drinking my.
Oh, the raw version is gone.
Yeah, definitely.
They smashed.
I definitely got mine.
And that butterscotch ooey gooey is just flying out the pan. It's gone.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Oh my goodness.
As closing, Anouk Ramutef Queb. I'm Ramutef Queb. You can find me on Facebook as Ramutef Queb. You can find me on Instagram as Ramutef_Queb. I'm a practitioner of divinations. Come check me out. I appreciate everyone being here. Go ahead and close it out.
All right, y'all. We closing it out. Ramutef's out this piece. We out this piece.
Yeah, I'm about to go watch the parts that I was missing.
Peace, Amber. Peace, Sharpay. Peace, everyone who didn't see me in the beginning. I came and did the intro. I'm watching the movie real time. I've not seen it, so I got Ramutef on the second floor, so he's not giving out spoiler alerts. Peace, peace, peace. What's up, Vanessa? Peace. So yeah, Ramutef's about to come downstairs and listen with us, where we got all this surround sound and this everything doing this way on the table, and our bodies is like, whoa, it's crazy down there. It's great. I'm enjoying it. I'm like, this is the theater life. I do this over a movie theater all day, any day, every day. I appreciate you all being here, and I appreciate everyone participating. Look like the comment section's on fire. I appreciate you all taking part, and as Ramutef led the way for me, and we moved the broadcast up so that Ra could be a part of the presentation. So the 6 p.m. event was at 4 p.m. So if you missed it somewhere, rewind it, check it out. I'm about to go downstairs and finish watching this movie. I'm done eating. I ate all I think I can eat today. The after party starts, so I'll dance some of it off. We out of this piece. We out of this piece.